Hello, this is a overview video of the Lenovo Chrome Tablet that we just received for our students. And I chose to start the video here because this is where the students will start as soon as they use their Classlink picture barcode to get them and log into the Chromebook. And so this is a great place to start because this is called Classlink. What allows us to just use the barcode is Classlink. And Classlink is something that the students will be using a whole lot more as they move through 7th through 12th grade. We use Classlink quite exclusively for them to access Schoology and a lot of the other material that they need at the secondary level. So it's a great place for them to start learning about it and reading about it now. One of the advantages to using Classlink on Chrome, and you'll see that it says myapps.classlink.com because this is a web page, is that you'll have more access to see what the students are doing through Securely. Now, if you're not ready to use Securely here yet, totally fine. You really don't need to right now. That's something you can come back to and you can tackle another time. For those of you that are ready to use Securely, from what Joey tells me, this is a place to start. You'll have more control and you'll have more access to the students' material on their Chrome tablet to see what they're doing and push the material to them that you need. Okay, so how do we get out of here, right? So on the bottom of this middle of the screen there, you'll see a thin gray line, and there's 3 features you can do with that. So if I just do the tiniest little lift, it'll show you that little tab that we have that you're used to with the iPad. If I do a longer drag up, it takes me to my home screen here, okay? And if I do a long, slow drag, it shows me the apps that I have and the apps that I can then close out, right? We're used to with the iPads, they had that home button. You double tap the home button, you could flick away the different apps that you had to clear them out. This time it's just a simple long drag up, and then you can X out the ones that you don't need anymore, okay? So looking at my home screen here, I have this held landscape like this. I find the students are used to holding their iPads in a portrait mode, which is that up and down mode. I think you're going to find that the Chrome tablet works a little bit better in the landscape mode. The camera is right on top here. This is the selfie camera. Instead of being on the side, it's at the very top of the screen here. So I think you'll find the students will be using this more in landscape mode. But the one thing that's a little bit different with a Chrome tablet is that it's really your way to get to Chrome, all right? So if I click on Google Drive here, it's not going to open up a separate app. Really what it is it's a shortcut to your Google Drive, all right? And you'll notice now that I have that second piece running there. There's my Google Drive now. All right, so if I come back, and let's just say I'm having the students do something in slides, when I click on slides, it'll take me to the slides area of my Google Drive. I think in the long run, this is going to be a lot better as we start really hunkering in and using our Google Drive products with our lower grade students, because part of the real trick of the iPad was that everything is so app-based, and so the Google products didn't have a very good app for Apple. Makes sense. But now that we're using a Chrome tablet, it really is going to work, and it's made to use the Google apps that we have here. So I can get out of this once again by doing that slow drag to the middle. Now, in the bottom left-hand corner here, you'll see that small circle. This is a way for me to come back to this home screen here. So if I was in Chrome and I wanted to come back to the home screen, I can hit that bottom left circle. That's all that does, is it takes me there, okay? I can search my device, apps, and settings from the web. This is a nice part. This widget is built right in. I can type something in if I'm going to be doing some research. And it will take me right to that Google page, okay? Another thing, a lot of information is in the bottom right-hand corner here. So I can see my Wi-Fi bar, my charge, the time. If I touch this, it gives me all of this information here. This is where kind of those app notifications come through when I clear that out. And then I can see that I have my information here. So this is where the students can find some information. So they have, they can sign out, they can power down, they can lock it. Here's the settings. I don't think the students will be using the settings too much. I have it for the auto rotate. That is so that when I can move it to portrait to landscape, it will move with me. And then one that the students probably will use is this is your toggle bar for your brightness and then for your volume. There are volume buttons on the side of the screen over here, okay? And then I can move this down and tap anywhere to take that away. So really, that's it. It is just like an iPad. It's just bigger, which is nice. Those old iPads were very small. And it's just going to have more room, and I think it's going to be a really good machine for our students. And I encourage you to let the students play. Let them play around with the device. Let them feel it out. They're going to find things that I haven't found, that you haven't found. Set the groundwork of what is appropriate. We're allowing them to explore. They are explorers. And see what they find. Let them play it out. It really isn't going to be very much different than what they're used to. One thing I will show you as I'm looking at this right now, one thing that is a little bit different is the files, right? So this little files piece here, this is what's actually saved to the Chrome tablet itself. So if you have your recent material, any audio, images, or video, if you took with the camera, it can be saved here as well. But what's nice is you actually have things that are accessed through your Google Drive as well. And that's one thing that we want the students to be doing, is to be always sharing and having material on their Google Drive. But this gives you really quick access to your Google Drive, which is nice. Okay? And once again, I'm going to come back to the middle. So that's just a real brief little overview to get you started. I encourage you as well to play and see what this thing has to offer for you. Thank you very much.